Tonight on CTV News.
Enough is enough. We need action, and we need action now.
Flood fatigue, the growing anger that the Fraser Valley is once again in a state of emergency. And
you do everything you can to prevent the water from getting in the barns, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do.
Heartbreak in Sumas Prairie, devastating losses for farmers, reliving the nightmare of the last atmospheric river. And
well, it's definitely tough to lose your captain and lose Quinn Hughes.
An end of an era. The Canucks send Hughes to the wild.
This is CTV News with Craig Krause.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Floodwaters are overwhelming Highway 1 in Abbotsford, forcing schools to shut down on Friday as the community tries to overcome yet another devastating flood. CTV's Ben Milger has more on the day of chaos.
As the water began to rise on Highway 1, many drivers tried to make it through before officials closed the road. Not everyone made it.
There's a vehicle right there. There was another Prius up the street that was stuck in the water. Somebody was hanging out on the roof waiting for somebody to come and get them.
Abbotsford police say multiple people had to be rescued from stranded vehicles, and officers scrambled to prevent others from driving into the danger.
All of a sudden, there was a big, massive shift of water. At that time, thousands of people, thousands of cars were out. We had to get them off the highway, and in some cases, we had to turn them around.
Search and rescue volunteers and police working together in boats are patrolling evacuated areas, looking for anyone in distress or who shouldn't be there.
People have left their homes, their houses are vacant, so our officers will go out checking different areas. We have boats that have been launched from, civilians in the area to others that are cruising around in these evacuated areas. So it's just making contact with those people, ensuring that they are legitimately allowed to be here.
Highway 3 also remains closed between Hope and Manning Park. The Ministry of Transportation says crews are dealing with washouts and slides in 23 different places. At one location, the damage under the highway spans nearly all lanes.
We don't have an estimated time of reopening, but I certainly can say we don't expect it to be open in the coming days.
Emergency responders are urging people to avoid evacuated areas and not take unnecessary risks. But anxious to check on their flooded businesses, some are willing to take their chances.
A lot deeper than expected, yeah. So a couple moments, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be driving this road, but it's important that I get through.
Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.
Flood damage is an international issue. Washington State is grappling with historic flooding, and the Nooksack overflowing its banks has flowed directly across the border, turning Sumas Prairie into a lake. CTV News has learned that at least one poultry farm has lost tens of thousands of birds. CTV's Michelle Bernaro has that story.
These barns on Sumas Prairie held 30,000 chickens. Now every one of those birds is dead.
You see the water coming up, and you do everything you can to prevent the water from getting in the barns, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do.
The efforts of some farmers to protect proved no match for the floodwaters that have inundated large parts of Sumas Prairie after the Nooksack River in Washington State spilled its banks and pushed across the border Thursday.
It's tough. It's tough to see things happen like this again with the farmers and the residents.
Images over Sumas Prairie Friday felt like a flashback to the catastrophic floods here 4 years ago.
Why? Why do we have to keep going through this? We know what it will take to solve it.
His family's barns survived flooding, barely.
So last night, I want to say probably about 2 in the morning, I was within an inch to half an inch of water entering.
But he knows not everyone was so lucky.
Some of the other farmers have not inches of water on their property, they have feet of water on their property. They've lost their homes again. They've lost machinery, equipment.
At the same time, his family is also dealing with losses from avian flu on a farm at another location.
We are being inundated from every angle.
There is no official information on losses, including how many chickens have died. Some farmers have not been able to enter their barns yet, but Corey Spitter says more than just one farm has been impacted.
We know that there's probably a couple 100,000 birds that have succumbed. So we're told.
Abbotsford's mayor says they've been trying to avoid this exact situation for years, developing a flood mitigation plan 6 months after the devastating floods of 2021. But he says the federal government isn't listening.
We need action, and we need action now. We don't need empty promises from the federal government that they have our back. In fact, the federal government has not even reached out to me during this event.
He says action to prevent future flooding has to be a top priority.
I also need to have our friends in Washington State wake up.
4 years later, we're in the exact same spot and nothing has been done.
As they wait for help, they also brace for more pounding rain to hit the area over the weekend. Michelle Bernoro, CTV News, Abbotsford.
Stateside Whatcom County remains under a state of emergency after days of relentless rain, and officials warn another atmospheric river is on the way. The U.S. Coast Guard released this video showing people being pulled from homes as swollen waterways spilled into residential areas. The Nooksack River surged to a record 46 meters, washing away roads and homes. Evacuation orders are in place for several communities, forcing tens of thousands of people out of their homes. The border crossing at Sumas remains closed. Officials say a second atmospheric river expected Sunday night could drop 75 to 100 millimeters of rain, keeping flood risks dangerously high. Okay, we're going to turn to a big day in the hockey world now. The Quinn Hughes era in Vancouver has come to an end. The Vancouver Canucks captain was traded today to the Minnesota Wild after weeks of speculation. In return, the Canucks will receive the Wild's 2026 first-round pick, center Marco Rossi, left winger Liam Ogren, and defenseman Zeev Bouillon. Hughes was drafted by the Canucks back in 2018 in the first round, and since then, number 43 has cemented himself as one of the best defensemen in the NHL, winning the Norris Trophy in 2024 as the league's top D-man. That year, Hughes had a career-high 92 points in 82 games and has played in 2 All-Star games as well. Hughes is joining a Wild team that is third in the Central Division and is gearing up for a deep playoff run. The Canucks general manager addressed the trade tonight, saying it was a tough day, but the future is bright.
We were excited about the youth that we got in return here, and we're kind of retooling, rebuilding. One thing that we always try to do here has been trying to bring in players that are 25 and younger, and we'll continue to grow here. We have a lot of younger players in our lineup here due to injuries that might have been forced in a little bit earlier than we projected, but they've done really well.
He disputed that the team has a culture problem after losing 2 star players following years of locker room controversies. Hughes was the 15th captain in team history. It remains unknown who will wear the C next. And one person has died following a head-on collision between 2 semi-trucks on the Trans-Canada Highway. Investigators say the incident happened just after 9 a.m. east of Revelstoke. One driver was declared dead at the scene, the other taken to hospital in serious condition. It was one of 2 major collisions in just minutes, with police responding to a crash east of Golden at around 9:30. Police are urging drivers to take extra caution on the highways. More than $1 million in penalties have been issued by WorkSafeBC in relation to a series of crane-related incidents over the past 2 years. Ellis Dawn Corporation has been fined more than $1.2 million in administrative penalties. This includes $627,000 for their role in the February 2024 death of Euridia Flores at the Oak Ridge Park construction site. WorkSafeBC says the primary purpose of these penalties is to motivate companies to comply with health and safety regulations to keep job sites safe. Now to a distraction theft. With a shocking twist, a small business owner in Langley is speaking out about a recent incident in her store. As CTV's Martin McMahon reports, children were part of the shoplifting scheme.
It started innocently enough. 2 kids entering Nova & Co. on Tuesday, a consignment store on this stretch of Fraser Highway.
They kind of walked around. I said hello to a little girl, and she said hello. I didn't think anything of it.
3 women then joined the children. Williamson says the women spoke with an Irish or British accent with unusual slang, speculating it's possible it was fake.
That's one thing that really stood out to me. I've never heard anything like this in my life.
In real time, Williamson didn't see the theft, but when she looked back at security camera video, both the adults and the kids can be seen tucking away items.
When I realized that children were involved and that these women were pulling things down for the kids' level, that they could reach it and put it under their sweaters, it was disgusting. It's disgusting that you use little children, we're talking like 8 and 10, to steal for you is sad.
Williamson wants to warn other business owners, estimating they took $2,000 worth of merch.
People need to know this, because I'll tell you, as a business owner, when people come in my store with children, I thought the kids were just playing. I did not focus on those children at all. They are children.
Langley Mounties are investigating this and ask anyone with information to come forward. Beyond the shoplifting itself, there remains that concern for the well-being of the children involved. Martin McMahon, CTV News, Langley.
Metro Vancouver officials say nitrous oxide canisters are showing up more often at local waste facilities, and they're causing dangerous explosions, putting workers at risk and damaging equipment. Now it's calling on the public to do their part to make sure everyone's safety is taken into account. CTV's Ben Nesbitt has that story.
A waste collector over in the UK is injured after a nitrous oxide canister explodes in a garbage bin, sending the man to hospital. According to Metro Vancouver officials, these types of explosions are now also putting their workers in danger, reporting that they've had as many as 20 explosions in a single day over the past few months.
We're very concerned with respect to those containers entering into the garbage stream.
The canisters, often sold as whipped cream chargers but sometimes used as a recreational drug, were recently flagged for recall by Health Canada. Paul Henderson, the general manager of Solid Waste Services, says some of the containers are as large as 3 liters and have been turning up more frequently at the region's waste-to-energy facility in Burnaby, where they can explode when crushed or heated.
Those explosions are creating a number of serious impacts. First, from a health and safety perspective, they create a risk for the workers at that facility. And in addition, the explosions are so violent that they're actually damaging the equipment.
Online searches show the products are widely available at vape and smoke shops, and Health Canada says they have not been reviewed for safety. To help combat the safety concerns, Metro Vancouver recycling depots will now be accepting the canisters, as long as their valves are removed or they've been punctured to show they're no longer under pressure.
Looking at them, they're clearly not something that you would expect could go into regular garbage.
Urging members of the public to do their part to help make sure everyone gets home from work safe. Ben Nesbitt, CTV News, Coquitlam.
And coming up, a Christmas gift for pickleball players. Metro Vancouver's largest indoor courts have just opened in a mall. Could other retail space get new life? When CTV News continues, stay with us. Welcome back. A pair of hikers on Vancouver Island got quite the scare when they got caught on a suspension bridge with a large black bear.
Which way are we supposed to go? Hi. Hey, how are you doing? Okay. Hi. Boy. Okay, bear. Okay, all good.
Showdown was all caught on camera as it was happening on Sunday. You can see as they were approaching back from the suspension bridge, this all happening in the Campbell River area, and a bear was looking to make a crossing. At first, they thought it was a dog, but when they realized, they managed to remain calm and backed away slowly until the animal took off. And more action in the bush as RCMP continue their raids on logging blockades. Mounties say they have made 2 new arrests at logging road blockades in the Walbrand Valley near Port Renfrew. The old-growth forest activists are in breach of a court-ordered injunction. On their social media channels, protesters say logging operations have resumed in the region and are calling for help from the public. RCMP say so far this blockade has resulted in 13 arrests. BC Hydro has completed a major upgrade to Vancouver's downtown power system, removing a familiar sight from alleyways.
For nearly 80 years, these almost iconic wooden frames lined the alleyways of Gastown, Chinatown, and the downtown core. and they were part of the city's landscape. But as Vancouver grew taller and denser, these overhead systems no longer met modern safety standards.
BC Hydro crews have been working to clear them since 2008. In the past 17 years, they've removed a total of more than 300 H-frames, poles, and transformers, making alleyways safer, more reliable, and less cluttered. The project cost $158 million. And Metro Vancouver's largest indoor pickleball facility opened its doors in North Vancouver today. It's taken over an old department store space inside a shopping mall, and there are plans for more facilities in the coming year. Could the enormous demand for pickleball be a solution for suburban malls with large empty retail spaces to fill? CTV's Shannon Patterson has that story.
This is the day North Shore pickleball players have been waiting for.
Oh, at first I couldn't believe it. You know, little North Vancouver getting its own 15 courts.
Fairgrounds is now open in what used to be the Sears department store at Capilano Mall.
We try to go where the people are. And so malls are a good example of the original community hub.
With 15 colorful courts, it's the largest indoor pickleball facility in Metro Vancouver.
It's 60,000 square feet, so it's very big.
This is a huge site, and it's like, I think for the mall to have this come in and the local community, I mean, even speaking to some of the local retailers at the moment, they've seen footfall just massively increase.
Malls need to attract more customers, so could indoor pickleball be the solution to filling large retail spaces left vacant when the Bay, Sears, and other department stores went bust?
It's a very aligned concept to fit those spaces because there's no big pent-up demand for large footprint traditional retail anymore. You're probably going to get a pretty good rent deal. The landlords are motivated to fill it. They don't need to do major subdivision, although there are some adaptations that have to happen for pickleball.
For us, it really was laying down the courts, repainting the walls, putting in this retail space.
And Fairgrounds has big plans to expand here.
I think you could expect 2 to 3, maybe 4 new locations in the next year in the greater Vancouver area.
I think the concept's proving that it might be an attractive target for landlords. It's good for the pickleball community as well because you can play all year round instead of just in the good weather.
For pickleball players, it's an early Christmas present.
The feedback has just been unbelievable. People are so excited to play.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, North Vancouver.
Elementary students living in Kitsilano now have a new and upgraded place to learn with the completion of the new Henry Hudson School expansion.
The former Henry Hudson Elementary School served Vancouver for more than 110 years. While it had a rich history, it was at high seismic risk.
The new elementary school is a 3-story building featuring a child care center and a new neighborhood learning center. The main school building opened last year, with the expansion adding 390 seats and an additional 145 new student spaces. And Christmas came early for some Metro Vancouver's most vulnerable.
We're here because we're celebrating Union Gospel Mission's 82nd annual Christmas meal. It's a really wonderful opportunity because not only do we get to celebrate joy and hope, but we hopefully get to begin developing relationships with folks who might be struggling a little bit over the holiday season.
UGM normally serves 800 meals daily across its 10 locations year-round, but today more than 200 volunteers helped serve 2,300 meals in the span of just 5 hours. The production was massive, with 2,500 pounds of turkey, nearly half a ton of stuffing, and mashed potatoes and 475 cherry pies. Okay, we're going to take a look outside right now where it's currently sitting at 10 degrees, double digits here in Vancouver. Anne is coming in next with your full look at the forecast.
Welcome back to CTV News. Let's take a look at our forecast now as we head into the weekend. Cloudy skies through the overnight into tomorrow. A few scattered showers here and there. In the afternoon, we will see some big breaks of blue sky, but then it does cloud over quickly right after that, with rain returning as we head through the overnight into Sunday. Soggy for Vernon Kelowna at 4 degrees. You'll see periods of rain, dry breaks for Soyuz with a high of 6. You'll see cloudy skies and sunny breaks for Cranbrook with a high of 3 degrees for the central interior. 5 to 10 centimeters centimeters of snow for Prince George. Early morning flurries clearing out of the way for Quesnel and Williams Lake. Flurries transitioning over to showers along the coast for Bella Coola with a high of 5 degrees. You'll see periods of rain for Prince Rupert, 30 to 40 centimeters for Terrace, 5 to 10 for Fort St. John. Highs to minus 22. Smithers, a mix of sun and cloud, and minus 5. Periods of rain for Port Hardy. Taking a look at the North Island, 9 degrees. You'll see cloudy skies, showers, 10 degrees for Campbell River and Comox. It'll be gray and wet for Tofino and Port Alberni. Other than that, cloudy skies from Nanaimo right down to Victoria. Temperatures between 9 and 10. Showers for the Sunshine Coast and 10 degrees. Touch cooler up the Sea to Sky Highway, Squamish 8. Whistler, you'll see sunny breaks at 5, and across the Lower Mainland, mostly cloudy skies. Warm temperatures between 11 and 12 degrees with a slight chance of a shower or two. Enjoy it. Rain returns on Sunday, continuing till Monday, warming up to 13 degrees. It'll stay soggy for Tuesday. On Wednesday, a little bit of a break in the morning before we see more rain in the afternoon, continuing for Thursday. And then on Friday, easing off, mostly cloudy skies with a few showers and a high of 7. Craig?
Thank you, Ann. Well, Lululemon's CEO is stepping down in the new year after 7 years at the helm, and founder Chip Wilson had some strong words about the company's performance. Canadian Calvin McDonald will leave the Vancouver-based athleisure giant at the end of January, saying the timing is right for a change. The Vancouver-based brand has faced slowing U.S. sales and rising competition, prompting a leadership shakeup. Chip Wilson slammed the board for eroding the brand and destroying shareholder value and is calling for a new board to find the next CEO.
I want to thank every single one of you for being a part of the most
And Swifties can relive the joy of the Eras Tour with 2 new releases dropping on Disney Plus today. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show, is the final 3.5-hour show performed right here in Vancouver. Also out today is the first 2 episodes of The End of an Era, a 6-part docuseries giving a behind-the-scenes look at the record-breaking tour. Okay, still to come, Justin's songs. Adam finds out how a musician was unexpectedly inspired to embark on the road to Abbey Road. That's coming up on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. A father's love for the Beatles and a son learning those classics. That young man grew up to be a musician, but after years of feeling like he was a nowhere man, he found his ticket to ride recording at Abbey Road. Adam explains in tonight's Encore Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Justin Hewitt first learned to play Beatles songs as a way of connecting with his Fab Four loving father.
And Dad loved that, so he was always saying to me, keep doing it.
But it inspired Justin to write his own songs and release 2 independent albums. But after a decade of bearing his soul in local bars, Justin was burning out.
You don't lose your love for it, but you kind of need a break from it.
So Justin stopped making music for years, until during the pandemic, he lost 4 friends and family members, including his dad.
And having all that death, well, I needed something that made me feel alive again.
So Justin dared to dream big. He began asking about recording in the same studio his dad's beloved Beatles had, and after working hard to earn the privilege, Abbey Road finally said yes.
You're scared because part of you's like, what am I doing here? And the other part of you's like, what am I doing here? This is awesome.
Justin and his band couldn't have felt more fortunate for the opportunity to play on the same piano Paul McCartney played and sing in the same microphone John Lennon sang.
It's Don't give up. Just keep going until something happens.
And now, Justin's album, Love Will Disarm You, is being streamed around the globe, with international critics calling the virtuosic storytelling an emotional masterpiece.
I'm very grateful and really happy with how it's being received.
And while Justin has no doubt his dad is looking down with pride, after following tradition and writing a message on the wall of Abbey Road, Dad, I love you, see you on the flip side, followed later by, I did it, there's also no doubt this boy is grateful for how his father inspired him to fill his heart with song again.
Life can be hard, but, try to find the things that make you happy and keep doing those and hold on to them.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Colwood.
Oh, what a great story. Well, that's it for us here at CTV News Vancouver. It's officially the weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. We'll see you back here on Monday. Take care.